The day I repaired a broken kitchen light in a stranger's house, I never expected a simple act of kindness to reveal a child's deepest wish or change 3 lives forever. I thought I was only fixing a flickering bulb, but I was actually stepping into a home filled with silent struggles, hidden pain, and a little boy who had been waiting for someone to show up for him. If you believe in kindness, forgiveness, hope, and second chances, please like this video, leave a comment, share this story with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to our channel so we can continue sharing emotional journeys that remind us how powerful compassion can be. My name was Callum Reeves, and I had spent most of my adult life working as an electrical repair technician in a small town where everyone seemed to know everyone else. I was the person people called when something stopped working, whether it was a broken heater, a damaged outlet, or a light that refused to turn on. I had always believed that repairing things was about more than wires and tools. Sometimes, fixing something in a person's home meant bringing back a small piece of comfort they had lost. One spring afternoon, I received a service request from a woman named Marlo Bennett. The note simply said that her kitchen light had stopped working and that she needed help as soon as possible. When I arrived at her modest house, I immediately noticed how carefully everything was kept despite the obvious signs of financial pressure. The small garden was maintained, the windows were clean, and the front steps were swept, but there were cracks in the walls and old repairs that showed she had been trying to make everything last longer than it was meant to. Marlo opened the door with a tired but polite expression. She looked like someone who had learned to carry heavy responsibilities without asking anyone else to help. She explained that she was raising her young son, Everett, by herself and that the kitchen light had been unreliable for weeks. She had tried replacing the bulb herself, but the problem was deeper than she could handle. As I walked into the kitchen, I noticed Everett sitting at the table with school papers spread around him. He was a quiet child, but there was something thoughtful about him. Many children his age were full of endless energy, but Everett seemed like someone who had learned to be careful with his emotions. He watched me work with curiosity, occasionally glancing toward his mother as if he was always checking whether she was okay. While I examined the wiring, I learned small pieces of their story. Marlo had once dreamed of becoming a teacher, but after her husband left unexpectedly, her priorities changed. She took whatever work she could find and focused every bit of her energy on making sure Everett had food, a safe home, and opportunities she never had. She rarely complained, even though she was constantly exhausted. The kitchen light itself was a simple repair. A damaged connection behind the fixture had caused the problem, and within a short time, I had it working again. But when the warm light filled the room, I noticed something more important than the repair. The entire kitchen seemed to brighten. It was not because of the electricity. It was because for the first time in a while, Marlo looked relieved. Before I left, I noticed a small flyer on the refrigerator about Everett's upcoming youth baseball game. It was covered with colorful drawings and notes, and it was obvious that the game mattered to him. I did not think much about it at the time. I was simply happy that I had been able to help. A few days later, I returned to the neighborhood for another job. As I passed Marlo's house, I saw Everett outside practicing with a baseball glove. He recognized me and ran over with a smile that seemed much bigger than the moment required. He had remembered me, not because I fixed a light, but because I had taken time to treat his home like it mattered. That was when I realized something that stayed with me. Everett was not just a child who needed someone to repair things. He was a child who needed someone to notice him. Over the next few weeks, I found myself stopping by occasionally when I was nearby. I never wanted to replace anyone in his life, and I never wanted Marlo to feel like she owed me anything. I simply became a familiar, supportive person who showed up. Sometimes I helped with small repairs around the house. Sometimes I helped Everett practice throwing a baseball. Sometimes I just listened when Marlo talked about how difficult it was to balance work, parenting, and the fear that she was not doing enough. The truth was, I understood that fear. Years earlier, I had lost my own father when I was young, and I remembered how much it meant when someone outside my family showed me patience and encouragement. I knew that a person did not need to make a grand gesture to change someone's life. Sometimes they only needed to be present. As Everett's baseball season continued, I noticed his confidence growing. He was no longer the quiet child standing at the edge of the group. He started making friends, speaking up, and believing that he belonged. Marlo noticed the change too, and for the first time since I met her, she started making plans for her own future instead of only surviving each day. But then a difficult moment came. Marlo received unexpected news that her work hours were being reduced. The little stability she had built suddenly felt like it was disappearing. She began considering moving away to find cheaper housing, even though it meant taking Everett away from the school and community he had grown to love. I could see how much pain she was hiding. She was not afraid of hard work. She was afraid that no matter how hard she tried, life would always take something away from her. The turning point came when Everett's baseball team reached an important game. It was the kind of day every child remembers. The field was full of families, cheering voices, and children chasing a dream. Marlo was there, but she looked distracted and overwhelmed by everything happening in her life. Then Everett looked toward the side of the field and saw me standing there. I had come because I knew how much that moment mattered. I had not come as a hero or someone trying to fix everything. I had come because someone had once shown up for me, and I knew how powerful that could be. That day, Everett played with more confidence than ever before. He did not become a professional athlete or achieve something impossible. He simply discovered that he was supported, that people believed in him, and that he was not facing the world alone. Months later, Marlo found a better job opportunity through a connection in the community. She was able to keep their home and continue building the life she wanted for her son. She also learned something important: accepting kindness was not weakness. Sometimes allowing others to help was another form of strength. Years after that first kitchen repair, I still remembered the broken light that brought me into their lives. It was a small problem in an ordinary house, but it led to something much bigger. It reminded me that people are often carrying invisible struggles behind closed doors. A simple act of kindness can become a turning point when someone feels forgotten. Everett grew into a confident young man who never forgot the people who believed in him. Marlo became the person she always wanted to be, someone who helped others because she understood what it felt like to need support. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, leave a meaningful comment, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe to our channel so you never miss another emotional journey. Before we end, I want to ask you something. Have you ever experienced a small act of kindness that changed your life, or have you ever helped someone without realizing how much it meant to them? Leave a meaningful comment and share the lesson you learned, because your story might be the hope someone else needs today. Sometimes we think we are only fixing a broken light, opening a door, or offering a little help. But we never know when that small moment becomes the reason someone believes in kindness again. And sometimes, the smallest repairs are the ones that heal the biggest wounds.